Alright, hello, and welcome back to I Might Be Wrong MMA breakdown and predictions for the upcoming fight night, Whittaker versus Riner the Ritter. This is a fucking stacked card, better than 318, although the fights are probably not going to be as good as 318. 318 was Unk Mania, so there's a couple of Unks on this card and I have some interesting opinions. 318 has skewed my opinion on Unks in MMA. So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to get to the first card, the first fight of the night, sorry. Martin Budai versus Marcus Buchecha. Now, this is an interesting fight because Martin Budai is a solid heavyweight, right? And he's that good. He'll fight a heavyweight that is actually a good light heavyweight and somehow have a dominant victory. Not many heavyweights besides Walter Walker can say the same. But I believe Marcus Buchecha is built different. And I know he's 5-1, doesn't look that good. But this guy is like a 13-time BJJ world champion in like the major promotion. All of his titles together, he's like an 18-time champion. I don't think Martin Budai has that good takedown defense. I know he trains with Tom Aspinall and all, but I'm gonna go Marcus Buchecha submissions rounds 1 or 2. I think he'll take him down quickly and find a leg or find a neck, similar to Walter Walker. I'm gonna trust this guy's BJJ accolades, you know. And I've seen his fights in like one. He has the same kind of how can I say this? He has like similar takedowns to Tom Aspinall where he just charges his opponents. Like catches them off guard. I can see him rugby tackling Budai and then submitting him in round 1 or 2. Probably rear naked choke. Alright. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go Marcus Buchecha rounds 1 or 2 submission. Next fight. This fight was tricky. And I've made my mind up. This is a unique situation. Muhammad Yaya is fighting at featherweight. He's normally fighting at lightweight, and he's fighting someone who is taller than him. I don't know if he could be used to fighting people taller than him since he came from lightweight. Steven's a rather tall featherweight, so that would be tricky. Who am I going to go for? He has a worse record, it's like overall 12-5, but I trust the wins of Muhammad more. I'm going to go Muhammad Yaya decision. I can see it happening. So yeah, I'm going to go Muhammad Yaya decision. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But moving on. Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elakana. Ibo Aslan, I probably would have put him on a prospects video. In retrospect, I'm probably glad that I didn't, because he didn't really have a good performance. But then, bear in mind, he was fighting Kutalaba. Kutalaba is like very good when he wants to be. Who do I think will win this fight? I'm going to go Ibo Aslan. I think he'll make the adjustments necessary to like propel his career in light heavyweight further. I don't think he'll gas himself out in one round. I think he'll take his time. So I'm going to go Ibo Aslan rounds 2 or 3 KO. I can see him just like kind of taking his time the first round, and then the second round he'll probably step up the pedal and probably knock your man out. He could do it in the first round if he just goes for it in the first minute, but I think he'll take his time this fight. Because Billy Elakana is a tricky fight. So I'm going to go Ibo Aslan, rounds 2 or 3 knockout. Moving on. Amanda Rebas versus Tabar Richie. I see a lot of people saying Rebas is going to win this handy. I don't think so. I think Rebas is kind of past that prime. Even though she's still young, I think she's getting worse. So I'm going to go Tabar Richie, probably a decision. I can see like a very close split decision to Richie. That's really it. I don't rate her that much anymore. Moving on. Davy Grant versus Damon Blackshire. Now, if you remember me saying at the start of the video, I had opinions on Unk Mania. And this is going to be the start of it. I'm going to go Davy Grant. I'm going to go Davy Grant KO rounds 1 or 2. And my reasoning for this is, Davy Grant has decent power. And as we've seen with Damon Blackshire's previous fights, he's a bit chinny. He is a bit chinny. And I think Davy Grant will be the man to find that chin. I'm going to go Davy Grant knockouts round 1 or 2. bear in mind, Blackshire is good. He is good Muay Thai, good pressure. But if the chin's gone, it just takes one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go Davy Grant, knockouts round 1 or 2. I think he'll find that chin. But moving on. And also, he's good for his age. He's like 41. He's very good for his age. And another unk. With back-to-back unks here. Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Leal. I think Muslim is a heavy underdog. So this is going to be my underdog pick of the night. I'm going to go Muslim Salikov. I can see him TKOing Carlos Leal to the body. So I'm going to go Muslim Salikov rounds 1 or 2 TKO to the body. I think body shots will do it for him. I think I could see like a spinning wheel kick to the body or something like that. Getting a reaction out of Carlos and then ground and pound. That's my predictions. Round 1 or 2 knockouts for or TKO for Muslim Salikov. Moving on. Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Now this is an interesting one because we don't know what Bryce Mitchell looks like at bantamweight. And who do I think will win? To be quite honest, I can see. I don't really. I can see Bryce Mitchell winning this, to be honest. But I'd say because he's a Nurmagomedov, if it goes to decision, I can see them giving him the nod purely because of his lineage. And I'm gonna pick who I think is gonna win. I'm gonna say Bryce by late stoppage or a decision. I just don't know how he's gonna look at bantamweight. I don't know if he's gonna lose his strength or whatnot. But he's gonna be a huge bantamweight. Said struggled in his last fight and lost in his last fight. I can see Bryce getting this one done. I really can. I'm gonna go Bryce Mitchell rounds 3 finisher decision. Moving on. I was really thinking about this one. I really didn't know who to pick here. This is very 50-50 because I just don't know how Bryce is going to look at 135. But I'm going to assume he's going to keep his strength. I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. Now, I looked at the odds for this and Bogdan Guskov is like an underdog here and that does not make any sense to me. And before I get on any further, I'm going to say I don't condone gambling. Don't do it. Leave me alone, YouTube. I don't condone it. Nikita Krylov, I don't know why he's a favourite. He got knocked out in his last fight. Badly. Like, out cold. 1 punch knockout. I'm going to go Guskov. I'm going to go Guskov rounds 2 or 3 submission or knockout. I'm sorry, Krylov fans. I think he might be just past it, you know. 30-10, that's not a good record. And Guskov is coming up to his prime, I think. I'm going to go Guskov rounds 2 or 3 submission or knockout. I can see him getting a finish here. Now, this fight is a great fight. This is a short notice opportunity for Jose Ochoa. And it'll be a very interesting, because if he wins this, he'll be ranked number 8 at 24 with only 10 fights in total. And I can't believe I believe he gets it done. I'm going to go Jose Ochoa decision. I can see a late stoppage, but I think Almabayev has a better chin than Cody Durden. I'm going to go Jose Ochoa, probably decision. I see great things for. I think he's the next guard of flyweight. Like, you know the way with lightweight, there was Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Habib Islam, Max, and Charles. I can see Jose Ochoa, I can see Loner Kavanagh, I can see Joshua Van, I can see other guys like that in their weight class becoming the new guard of flyweight. This is just my opinion. I might make a video on it, but I have high hopes for this kid. Moving on. Probably the biggest star of the night, Nurmagomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Magomedov is decent. I don't really think a loss to MVP is that bad, but it was a short notice MVP coming up with a weight clash. Coming up a weight class. And not really putting on the appropriate weight for middleweight. And he didn't get knocked out, but he kind of got styled on, you know. Do I think he wins this fight? Yes. Do I think easily? Maybe. I just don't see Marc-Andre Barriault being the guy to find the chin of Shara, and I think that's his only chance to win. I'm going to go Shara Magomedov rounds 2 or 3 KO. I don't think it'll be first round. I think it'll be second or third, because Barriault is pretty decent. He can survive for a round. And also, Shara doesn't really hit that hard, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go Shara Magomedov rounds 2 or 3 KO. Could be a decision as well, but I'm just assuming he can get it done. And also, I assume he's training his ass off after his first loss. But moving on. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. This was a confusing fight. I don't know why it was made. Thank you, UFC website. Petr Yan. Do I see Marcus McGee finding some way to win this? No, but it could happen. I don't want to be disrespectful and say this is like the easiest pick of the night, but it kind of is. I'm gonna go Petr Yan. Knockout rounds 2 or 3. Knockout or submission. I see him catching Marcus with something big. I'm gonna go Petr Yan rounds 2 or 3 knockout. I just think this is too soon for Marcus. Anyone else I'd pick Marcus, but Petr Yan, I'm a bit worried. But moving on to the main event of the evening. Now, my pick is going to cause a bit of controversy in the comments, but this is purely what I think. Robert Whittaker may not be the same after that injury against Chimaev. And I know it was only his teeth injury, right? But the confidence, I mean. I can see Riner taking him down easily. If Hamza could do it, Riner could probably do it that easily. I can see him hopping on the back of Robert Whittaker. And I can see Robert trying, doing a better job of escaping the back position, but I can see him locking up a triangle choke on the bottom and getting a very, very dominant win. Now, if it stays on the feet for longer than a minute, Whittaker's probably going to chin him. I can see that happening as well, but I'm going to trust my gut. And I know everyone's going to say in the comments, I'm fence sitting. I've seen those comments. Shut up. I'm just kidding. I got it from bedtime. I'm going to go Riner the Ritter, submission rounds 2 or 3. I don't think it'll be a first round submission, but I can see him getting it rounds 2 or 3. I think he's just going to try pressure Whittaker and try keep Whittaker on the back foot, and then just hold him against the fence. I know that's boring, but I can see Riner doing it. And I can just see him kneeing the body and trying to break Whittaker like he did Nickel. I'm just going to say Bo, because that sounded strange. I'm going to go Riner the Ritter rounds 2 or 3 submission. If anyone of you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments. I know Whittaker is a specimen, but I can see Riner the Ritter just grapple Maxim against the cage and just kind of wait for him to get tired, then lock in a submission. I can see that happening. I think Riner the Ritter is improving with every fight, so I think he'll be definitely better than the way he was against Bo in his last fight. So let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments below. What would you rate this card out of 1 to 10? I think this is definitely a 9 out of 10 card in my opinion. It would be a 10 out of 10 if the guys like Mohamed Nayev was guys like Namaho Sterling and whatnot, and actually well-known names. But right now, this is a 9 out of 10, maybe 8.6 out of 10. This is a great card. Great card. Hopefully it performs well. Hopefully there's some good performances on this card. At least I don't have to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching this shit, you know. That's been it from me. See ya.